Heyo, good people. Did you miss me? Just quietly say yes from your heart. I will feel the love. This is your host, Niraj. Last week, you heard from Eduardo, one of my guests who took over the wheel and took you on a journey to Breeze Afterlife. Hope you guys liked the format of the episode. Just let me know if you want to hear more from one of my previous guests, and we will make that happen. Now, if you are new to the podcast, well, a couple things. First, welcome, and second, and this is more important part, great fucking choice. This is the podcast where we try to answer all the unknowns of the life. For example, what happens after we die? Where do we go? What does it look like? Well, you get the idea. So, follow and subscribe wherever you're listening to the podcast. And if you want to connect on the social and be part of the community, the link is in the bio. Now, I have a quick announcement before I introduce my guest today. This is the last episode of season 1, and I sincerely want to thank each and every one of you for all the love and support I've been getting from social media, all the follows and the subscriptions and the comment feedbacks, everything that I'm getting. I promise I will be back with more diverse group of people, more diverse guests, and perhaps more exciting content. So, but for this season, this is it. After 17 episodes, over 800 streams all across the platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and 10 different countries, you guys showed up. You guys are the true OGs. Alright, so it's still crazy to me for still contemplating on an idea to actually producing 17 episodes. Thank you. That's all I have. I really appreciate you all. Well, I'll maybe talk more looking back at season 1 in a separate feed. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to my today's guest. Since this is the last episode, it had to end with a bang, and I feel like she checks all the boxes. Amazing human, talent, awesomeness, creativity, humble, and importantly, one of my longtime friends. I have known her from her mid-teens, I think, and now she is older, more mature, and extremely gifted person. If you've been listening to this podcast, you know I'm not from the United States, and when I first moved to the US, I was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And she, especially her brother-in-law and the sister, has been one of my dear friends from the start. So, okay, I'm gonna stop talking about my history in the US, and I want to introduce you all to extremely talented artist and influencer, Christina Krakowski. Hey Christina, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing okay too, thank you. So, how is quarantining been?
It's been all right. I've been working a lot still. I'm lucky enough to, be able to keep working, but it's been, difficult at times.
Sure. So, you live in Pittsburgh right now, and you and I met while I was living in Pittsburgh. How's Pittsburgh dealing with the whole corona situation?
Pittsburgh's been pretty well. Everyone's wearing their face coverings, for the most part. We're all just kind of distancing, just, practicing all the mandatory things that they recommend or enforced, or not really enforced as much, but just like highly recommend.
Sure. So I know, like you just mentioned, you've been working a lot, and you work in the film industry as well. How are they handling this corona situation?
I think the film industry and the performing industry as a whole has definitely taken a hit from this. It can be hard whenever you rely simply on gigs to get by and pay your rent, and now there's just like not enough work. But it's been adapting. It's mostly self-tapes and online auditions right now. Some people are getting really creative and are actually filming things like over the internet and having like live performances and read-throughs of plays, which is really neat. But you know, you do what you can.
Right. At least, like you said, there are gigs, there are still things moving forward, which is really good. And I heard this podcast, wait, don't tell me, from NPR, and they were saying in one of the show was doing makeout scene with mannequin. That just sounded so weird. Hope you don't have to do all that.
Yeah.
So, tell me more about you. Let's tell our audience more about you, who you are, your background, maybe something about your career. And now everybody knows you're an actor. Tell us more about you.
So I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I've lived here my entire life. I started acting as a kid. It was more so a hobby. You know, I do community theater. And eventually I graduated from high school and I took a little bit of a break from acting. But I didn't get the same creative feel for what I was doing versus acting. So I ended up going back to it. And I haven't stopped since. I've trained for 2 years in Pittsburgh. I've been in, you know, a couple different productions, mainly film and television. But yeah.
So, where can my audience find you?
I have a Instagram, which I use a lot, which is just at Christina Krakowski. I also use a lot of different social medias. You know, you can find them all on my website, which is just christinakrakowski.com, where, you know, you can keep up with all my latest projects and such.
Check her out, people. And if you are Steven Spielberg listening to my podcast, which is highly unlikely, but hey, we got your actress. So the reason I brought you here on my podcast today is to talk about something totally abnormal, which you love. I heard. It's little birdie told me um, about afterlife. So let's start with, do you even believe in afterlife?
You know, I went back and forth on it for a long time. Because, you know, I'm one of those people that kind of like to know things and not just like, you know, imagine it or, you know, think about the what if. But I started leaning towards yes. I believe there's some kind of afterlife just because of like all the things that are around us. And it's just, I don't believe it could be like a coincidence that we're all here.
How so?
I don't know. It's just like in the world, there's so much attention to detail and, you know, things like that, which kind of brings me to just wondering what happens and where we go. I used to think like there wasn't one, but I don't know. Suddenly, I don't know. I just changed my mind and have a different outlook on it.
Did something substantial happen?
I think it's just paying attention to the world more and being involved in it and just, you know, experiencing life as it is and meeting different people and everyone from different walks of life. It's just kind of had an effect on me.
Yeah, I think meeting different people, that definitely changes your mind. And that is one of the reasons, like, this world is so diverse. Like, you have so many different beliefs and values, and they all bring different things to the table, you know?
Right.
And the definition is of afterlife itself is such a different, like, it's not one thing about afterlife in one part of the world, or not even in one community. So yeah, I definitely resonate with everything that you said. So I know you're still young, and death is not like a thing that you think about, but since you're on my podcast and we talk about afterlife and death, what do you think happens right after you die?
Um, I haven't really thought about it too much, but I think that, your soul just kind of leaves its shell as, I think that you
So
just
this body is just a shell, and soul is what
kind of
does everything.
defines us. Yeah, like I'm not a super religious person or anything, but I do believe in like having a spirit or a soul or a conscious, something like that. And I think that's kind of our true self in a way, and like our body is just kind of here for now, because obviously everything dies at some point, and it's just a matter of where does you go, where's your energy go.
Right. So were you raised with any religious value?
Yeah, so I was raised in a Catholic Christian-y household. I grew up going to church on Sundays and doing Sunday schools and all of the, that kind of thing. I ended up, going to confirmation, getting confirmed, just because, like, it was kind of what we did in the house. It was kind of just like how my parents were raised, so that's how we had to do it.
Right.
And it was something that was kind of more so important to them. So, yeah,
Yeah, and as you grow up, you kind of pick up your own values and then create your own space,
right.
right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. So what I'm hearing is it's you believe in soul. So where do you think that soul goes? And we're purely talking hypotheticals because
Right.
we don't know what happens. So where do you think that soul goes?
I don't know. Like I don't know if there's some kind of universe like this but better, or if there's, maybe nothing at all, or if there's, there's so many what ifs that it could be. The possibilities are endless. If you ask anyone on the street this question, they're going to have like no one's going to have the same answer really of what an afterlife is.
See, we just recorded our introduction for the podcast. Yay, Christina. So let's imagine uh, this soul uh, does go to this one good place, a heaven place.
All right.
So what does Christina Krakowski's good place look like?
Oh boy. uh I don't know, like, so whenever I think of my like happy place, I guess I think of nature.
Mhm.
um I wouldn't even like mind if it was a universe similar to this, but just like happier or better. um but yeah, I definitely think of like nature. Nature's always been something that I've enjoyed being around. It's very calm, it's very peaceful, so I'd say something related to that.
This you and nature, you need nothing else.
I mean, obviously I'd like friends and family there and other people, but just like, I don't know, I really like nature heavy things, the universe as a whole, a little bit of an earthy kind of person, or, you know, but I don't know. I think it would have my family and friends, obviously, and like different
Mhm.
people.
Here's the question though, would you still take tornadoes and all the flood and all
Uh,
with the nature?
I mean, so yeah, that is kind of a a thing. I don't know. Like, I just feel like it would be a place where there'd be no harm, So if there was,
Right.
nothing would hurt anybody.
I was listening to interview, I forgot who, John Prime, I think, in one of the podcasts, and he said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna smoke the shit out when I go to heaven because I don't get cancer. If there is a cancer in heaven, why is that a heaven, you know?"
Uh-huh.
And that was such a great thing that he said. So like, and which ties to what you just said. If there are suffering, if there are bad thing happening in a good place,
Yeah, is
how's
it
that
really
a
a good
good
place? Yeah.
right? That's cool. So if I give you a chance, let's say to take three things from this real place, let's just call this as a real place to your good place, what what are those three things be?
Hmm. That's so like tough. I I probably would bring
Hey, hold on. So
yeah.
let's make it more tougher.
Okay.
If you pick a person
Uh-huh.
that you know, family or otherwise, they will drop dead in this real life. So there you go.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Well, dang. I don't know. That is making it more difficult.
You are welcome.
I guess I'll focus more on like physical things I can bring than people just because there's too many people to bring. You know, it wouldn't be fair just to bring certain people. Um, but
And
you
it
know,
doesn't have to be just physical, like it can be something abstract too.
I'd probably bring my memories. That's something I would probably want to bring. Just everything I've learned here during my life. You know, all the wonderful times I've had, everything like that. I'd probably bring. Um, if I'm gonna be there a while, you know, I'm probably gonna want to bring a good book too or a good movie. Something to do, you know. But what else would I bring? What would the last thing be?
And here, I have a quick question though. So okay, yeah, I will let you take the memory that you want to take,
Okay.
but would you want to take bad memories to your good place? Because when you just
Hmm.
say memories, you
Yeah.
take everything, you know?
Well, sometimes I wonder if it'd be good to bring the bad memories just to cherish the good ones even more.
True.
So I think I'd be okay with it either way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because you know,
You're not gonna have those PTSD dreams. You
no,
wake up in the middle
I
of the
think pain can be good for you sometimes. You know, it can kind of develop you more. If everything's just good and happy, you know, you don't really know a real struggle, which I mean it can be a good thing to not, you know, ever have suffering, but I feel like pain can sometimes develop a little bit of character.
True.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. So we're still taking bad memories, and also we learn from our
We
mistakes.
do.
So, and yeah, like in a good place, you're walking and you hit the rock right in front of you, and you feel suffer in your good place. That's not good.
It's
So
true.
you
Yeah. So
learn
maybe
from
not
your memory.
physical, but you know, but
Right.
yeah. Yeah, you learn from it not to fall and hit a rock again. Kind of
E-
protects you.
Exactly. Okay.
Uh yeah.
What else we taking?
Okay, one more thing.
Wait, you already said two? I'm
Oh
still in
wait.
memory. Hang on.
Yeah,
Easy.
I said I'd bring a book or a movie or something because I'm gonna have so much time.
An all book?
Oh, well, maybe a few. Well, and you said three objects, so can I bring multiple books in
I'll let you
one?
take a whole fucking
Okay,
library
I'll
if you
take like
want.
a. All right, we'll take like a library of books, or yeah, sure. And
Okay.
the last thing I would bring is. Ooh, that's so tough. What is the
Let's
last thing
explore
I
on books. What books are
would
we
I
taking?
bring?
Yeah.
Probably obviously just like classic books, some of my favorite books that I've read throughout the years. But I would probably bring a lot of scripts and acting books, to be honest with you. I'm really weird. I like to read movie scripts, not versus watch a movie. I like a good movie and stuff like that, but I feel like I can learn more from sitting down and reading a script, um, just to see
Okay.
how it was written.
While we're on that, okay. If you don't want to answer, don't. But what's one of the best script you've ever read?
That's so, yeah. So one of the best scripts I ever read. Mm, I've read so many of them. This is hard to choose. I
Yeah,
really liked.
one of the classic which you might want to save it and which you think this should be preserved for the future and beyond, you know?
Yeah, no, I think one of the best scripts, I'll say one of them I've read is Good Will Hunting. I love the movie itself,
Oh
but
yeah.
just reading it and seeing how it's written, It's really a powerful and moving, piece of work. I've loved it since the first time I saw it. It's some of the, obviously they have wonderful actors in it and things like that. So
Good Will Hunting, check it out, people, if you haven't. And you're really missing out if you haven't.
it's a really good movie.
Yes. So, okay, we're taking a library of books. Okay, just to make it more interesting, if I will take you, I will let you take a whole fucking library, but
Okay.
only one genre.
One
Genre.
genre.
Yeah,
I
I know.
I guess dramas.
Damn
I
you.
like a good drama.
Okay. Okay, so we're taking library, we're taking your memories. What else are we taking?
The last thing I would probably bring is an iPod, something with music. I love music. I'm a very creative person. What can I say? And then it'd be really quiet probably. So
Yeah, I mean, it's a natural place, natural
yeah,
good place. You can just put good ass song.
yeah.
Okay, let's repeat the same question for music. One genre of music.
One
What are we taking?
genre. Uh, it'd probably be like probably acoustic music, something that's can be like relaxing, but
Mm-hmm.
can you know what I mean? It can have different genres of song just toned down and
Right,
played.
right.
Yeah, I think that
I
would be.
love, I love me some acoustic.
Yeah,
Those shit are just good.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, definitely.
Really.
Okay, so now you're already on course of becoming a celebrity. Now I will let you choose three celebrities, dead or alive. They can be dead or alive. Bring them to your good place for your company. So who are we taking?
Um. So number one would definitely have to be Robin Williams, the late Robin Williams. I feel like he would make amazing company with his stories and his just, overall wildness to him. It's just, I really appreciate it. I've watched him during my childhood for years in productions and in his films, and it's just something that I've always been moved by is his performance. So
Yeah, you want a genie, he's there. You want a
yeah,
Mrs. Doubtfire, he's right there.
yeah, right.
And if you just want a normal Robin Williams, you're right there. And if you want to do a read-through of Good Will Hunting, he's right
I could
there.
do. I didn't even think about that. There we go. Yeah. Uh, so that definitely be the number one person I bring.
Uh-huh.
Uh, the next person I would probably bring is Meryl Streep.
Oh,
Another fantastic actress. I feel like I would love to learn from her. And I feel like, it'd be amazing. She seems like a really cool person just to like talk with and learn from. Um, I've also studied a lot of her movies and just the way she acts is so beautifully.
mhm.
I'm very passionate about these actors.
Have you seen the number of Oscar Meryl Streep
Oh
has?
my gosh, it's ridiculous. It's insane how many she's won, and she's deserved every single
Yeah,
one
he
of the
deserved
awards.
every
Oh, both
single
of
one.
them. Yeah, absolutely. They both deserved everything that they've won.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. So Meryl Streep, huh?
Yes.
Would we see Christina Krakowski in that bracket one day?
Ah, man,
That's
that
some
would
big
be
shoes to fill.
incredible. That would be huge shoes to fill. I don't even know if I could ever come close to, the performances that they give. Like I said, I've studied a lot of their methods and things like that. And I really appreciate all that they have brought to the performing industry and performing world and have, offered to us. Um, yeah.
Cool. So who's the third person?
All right. I'm going to mix it up on the third person. I would
No.
bring Stanley.
Hell yeah.
Yes, Stan Lee, because I feel like he would have amazing stories to tell. he could just sit and draw different things. And
How did you come up with Spider-Man?
yeah. I feel like, and he could write comic books and I'd have comic books that nobody else would see. They have to be drama though, or else I can't read it, right?
Right.
One genre.
Exactly, from the
From the
library.
library, yeah.
Let me see what I'm gonna read today. Oh, another drama.
Yeah, another drama. Wonderful.
Uh, so have you ever directed anything?
I have. I've directed, it was plays in high school. I used to write plays for the school and we put them on at the end of semester and I'd, act in them and I'd direct them with my friends. And it was a really fun time. That's probably one of my favorite memories from high school.
You know what I just thought? So yeah, yes, you only have drama script library in your good place, but you have Stan fucking Lee, who can do all the fiction you want, and you got Robin Williams and Meryl Streep, arguably the best actors
I'm
ever,
going to be very
ever.
entertained.
And you can fucking direct the movies. There
I
you
could
go.
direct a drama for them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Wow. This is turning out to be a really good place.
The great fucking place. I think you'll have people lined up to be in your good place.
Okay, yeah.
Just don't overcharge them.
Okay.
Or at all in your good place. That's I love to be in your good place.
Okay, yeah, see? I did something right.
Let me die first. Okay, Christina, we're coming towards the end of the show. Any final thoughts? If anything that you want to tell our listener about good place or anything, absolutely anything.
Yeah, I tell this at the end of like every interview I do. If you have like a goal, you should always pursue it, even if it's not performing or acting relating like mine. If you have like a dream, and you have a really good attitude about it and you stay positive and work towards it, you never know where it's going to take you. And I wish everybody the best of luck in their courses of life and wherever they choose to go.
Awesome. And Christina, one more time, where can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Christina Krakowski. They can find me on my website, ChristinaKrakowski.com. I have an IMDb page you can go to and keep up with all the latest projects I'm in as well.
Fuck yeah. Check her out, people. She is truly amazing. I don't think I've ever seen you act, though, even if it...
No,
Yeah.
you haven't. Well,
Fuck.
I have a new movie coming out next year, so maybe you'll be able to see me in that.
And you waited till the end of the podcast. People probably have left already.
Well,
tell me about the movie.
It's a slasher comedy called Massacre Academy. It's directed by Mark Cantu. Him and his wife are the loveliest people to work for. They're really good friends of mine. The cast and crew is amazing. It's based around the 80s, so there is a lot of 80s references packed into the script, as well as a nice balance of slasher, shock, gore, everything you'd expect from a slasher film, as well as a wonderful balance of comedy. I'm very excited to be a part of this one.
Wow, and I really cannot believe you waited till the end of the show to bring that up.
Well, you asked where people can find me, and now they can find me there too.
Yeah, they can find. Is this going to be nationwide? Is this going to be released nationwide? Do you know?
I am not sure. I know it'll be released. We're gonna have like some premieres, I'm sure, whenever it's completed. It'll probably be on. Well, I know it'll be on DVD for sale, so you can purchase it. I'm not sure where else it'll end up at the moment. We'll know more whenever it's, closer to the end of production and we start figuring out distribution stuff, but there will be ways to find it.
Fuck yeah. All right, people, if you're still listening, I know it's towards the end of the show and Christina took till the end to bring her movie
I saved the best for last. Come on.
Wow, whatever. But Christina, thank you so much for being on the show. You are amazing.
Thank you. It was wonderful to be here.
All right. Thank you. Hope you guys enjoyed the Hollywood ride with me and Christina. Robin Williams is a great choice. I didn't think, but you know, he is Robin Williams. It'll just be fun to have him around. You know, you'll never get bored. You don't know how long you're gonna be stuck in your good place. But yeah, Meryl Streep, Robin Williams, that's just awesome good place. Go ahead and follow Christina on her social. Tell her how much you love the interview and her library. And also, do not forget to give this podcast 5-star review. Follow, subscribe wherever you're listening to the podcast also. And like I said, this is the end of season 1, so I will not have my regular interviews for a little. I'm taking a little break. But I might drop on your feed every once in a while with other materials that I'm thinking, so stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram because I'm more active on Instagram, so we can chat, you can drop a comment, you can even slide in my DM, and I do a lot of fun games too. I think they're fun. I mean, people have been participating, and it's a active community. So follow me on Instagram or Twitter at mygoodplacepod. If you prefer to email, my email is mygoodplace.pod@gmail.com. And if you want to call and leave me a voicemail, the telephone number is 612-524-8235. And I know this is more for listeners who are in the United States. I might get something for my international listeners, but for now, this is all I have. I'm sorry. But yeah, leave me a voicemail with question or feedbacks, and you might just feature on one of the upcoming seasons episode, you know. Till then, make sure you stay safe, you stay healthy, and I love you all. Thank you. Namaste.